Hello, beautiful child of God. Your spirit guides guided me, and Mother Earth guided me to come here and share some messages and stories and incidents with you. So, first thing that I want to share with you is that cleanliness is a beautiful gift. If you have clean clothes, if your environment is clean, if spirit, God gave you the energy in your body to shower, to clean your space, and if there is cleaning happening in your environment, you gotta be very grateful for it, because cleanliness is godliness. And when we feel inspired to clean, it's such a beautiful thing, to live in a clean space, and it feels really good, right? So be very grateful for cleanliness. Another thing that spirit is inspiring me to share with you is that I took a leap of faith, and one of my fear was not being able to pay the rent and living in a different city where I don't know nobody, and it's not like, and everyone's a stranger, so they can embarrass me for not paying the rent, they can humiliate me, make fun of me. And I was just like, oh my god, that fear was so present, like, okay, what if I was not able to pay my rent, and then like, people look down on me, or like strangers seeing me as somebody. You don't want to be in situations like that, right? And but I but because I was not being able to, and I was just praying to God, like, God, you brought me here. Like, when I moved to this city where I am, Rishikesh, 5 years ago, I was just saying this prayer in my room when I was in a different kind of city, which was like metropolitan kind of city. Right now, where I am, there are mountains and rivers, and it just grounds me and so healing. I needed to be here after growing up in a very chaotic and abusive home and going through so much. My body needed to be around safety, and nature feels safe. People never felt safe, people felt scary. And because I grew up around people where, and in an environment where it was very toxic, of course I was at the receiving end of sexual abuse, humiliation, disrespect on a day-to-day basis. Nobody spoke to me nicely growing up, okay? And it's not me, it's not my pain, it's the pain of so many people and children. It's just, and I was seeing that pain of the pain of the collective energy, that is there. But after growing up and being, my body being around such chaos, I needed to be around peace, and nature felt like peace. So 5 years ago, back in 2020, I remember sitting in my bedroom and saying the prayer. Those words just came to me, and especially before I was about to get my period, I remember sitting on my bed and just I started to say these words like, Mother Earth, I want to be one with you. I want to be closest to you. At that time, I didn't understand the meaning of these words also, but I just felt this deep, I want to be one with Mother Earth, I want to just be one with Mother Earth. And then 2 months later, I got, shifted to here, and I didn't know how I will eat. I didn't know, but it was, happening. I manifested, or God just guided my father to support me. But few months ago, I let go of that safety net from my father, and I didn't know how I will pay my rent. I didn't know how I will eat, and it has been a journey. I felt very humiliated. I was like, oh my god, I am asking for donations. I had to write to my friends like, hey, can you send me some money for the groceries and all of that. And then today I was like, I went to my um, landlord, and I was like, God, you brought me here, okay, you brought me this far, and now I don't know. I've done my best, and from this point forward only you can take me further. I don't know, it's all unknown, genuinely no next step, okay, that I am aware of in advance. And I was like telling the air, because you know the element air, I remember 5 years ago also I was just telling the air like, hey, you know where I need to be, you take me there, and all of those things I was saying into the prayer. And then air brought me here. Wow, air brought me here to Rishikesh, and I was like, you have brought me here, you know the purpose, because I feel like, why am I here? And even like it's just such a transformative, like being here, my habit of doing drugs, excessive porn, unhealthy habits, junk food, addicted to like just seeking extreme validation from the outside, obsessive with like just, you know, like so many things got replaced with meditation, with my discipline around my art, with healthy eating habits, with yoga. It's just the way this place has transformed me, it's so beautiful, and just cleansed me from inside. How I was jealous of others, how I would get distracted with like in the ego battles, in the power plays, but like the way it has humbled me, you know, that's also beautiful. And the way also like guided me to step into my power. Anyway, today when I was like, I never, you know, that fear, like what if people see you in your vulnerability, they will make fun of you, take advantage of you, and things like that. But people are not like that, you know. We grew up in homes wherein our vulnerability was never, in our vulnerable moments, we were never held safely. You know, we were never held safely and lovingly. And I really felt like that my landlord is gonna humiliate me, because I've been asking for extensions from you know, in the last 3 months, and she has been January, yeah, almost 3 months, okay. um December, I'm just, anyway, yeah, okay, no, anyway, it has been like that. But no, wait. December I did, but yeah, like December, January, I did manifest paying my rent in December, and January I couldn't. But in December I had to borrow the money which I had to pay back. But it's like, you know, that money compiling up in your psyche, like, oh, you have to give back to them, and all of that. And safe space is so necessary. As an artist, as a creative, you need your own safe space for self-care also. You know, you need your privacy. And as a feminine, you know, that feminine energy flows when it has its own beautiful nest, and like just where it can have its own privacy and all of that. So all these things are going on. And just like, you know, that like moment, like, okay, I don't have the money, just saying to that to my landlord, and she didn't say anything. And in my previous videos, you must have seen, like, I mentioned that, you know, when we ask for prosperity, it comes in the forms of in the form of people being patient with you, people trusting in you, people being kinder to you, and we gotta acknowledge that. So today I really feel very grateful. I know this video is gonna come out, I think, after 6-7 days of me recording it, but yeah, I was truly grateful. But facing that, I was very scared. The reason why I'm sharing, like why God inspired me to share here, is because this was my fear. Like, what if I follow my dreams? I didn't had anything to eat, and I didn't have home, and God took care of me. So far in the last 3 months, I really didn't know how I will eat, but I just knew that God will feed me. God will feed me, and God will look after me, and God did. And of course, like, there is that you feel like, okay, that small feeling, like small, like, oh, I have to just ask friend to get groceries, ask money for things like that. That small feeling was there. But I know it's just a matter of time, and that's where, so if you are following your dream and feeling that embarrassment and all of that, keep going. You're not alone. You got this, and we got this. It's just a part of the process, and it's really beautiful. Okay, really beautiful. The kind of magic happens for you when you start to do things even when you don't know what the next step is. When you are brave enough. And today, it's 1st of February, on 31st of Jan. So now the dates. On 31st of Jan, I was like, really, like, even though I didn't know, I just went to her, my landlord, and I told her, like, in February I will, things will get normal. I will clear away everything. I'll pay all the rent, and things will get normal. I would feel financially stable and all of that. And I didn't know how, but I know God will. I know God will. And in the past also, like, whenever I have said this, I felt weak. I wasn't able to, but I just knew. I was like, I'm gonna walk into, earlier, if this would have happened few months ago, I would hide, like, oh my God, I don't know how to pay the rent. I would hide. I would not face my landlord, or I would not go out. I would not talk about it. I would let shame, no matter what you are going through, what your situation is, how deep in pain, and you feel like, oh my God, this is so embarrassing, I can't share this with anybody. You can share everything with me. Okay, and you do not have to hide in any situation. You're not a burden for anything. It's like that vulnerability, having that safe space for vulnerability is really powerful, because when you can be vulnerable, you get empty. And then, I don't know, it's just some magic that when you share your vulnerability and you're authentic, some magic happens for you, some solution, some support comes in. It's just there is power in vulnerability. And also, I was called, like, Mother Ganga in Rishikesh, if you are aware about. She's just like this holy river, and she has been calling me midnight. Midnight, and I was like, how can I go out midnight? And I felt so safe. And I was like, what? And my body gets to experience that. Like, no women in my lineage were allowed to even, like, go to the market. If they want to get even a little thing, they have to ask for the permission. And it was just anxiety, like, okay, I need to eat fruit, and there is anxiety, like, how can I ask my husband to get me fruit? Oh my God, I need new pair of underwears, or I need pads. How can I ask that? How can I need that? Oh my God, there is not enough of that. It was just very dense pattern and very painful patterns of lack. and it's like there was no freedom, like, and if they would go to the market, it would be a topic of discussion. Oh, she went to the, it was just, I don't know, like, so creepy, okay. And but now I get to go out and wearing, like, get to wear whatever I want, and I was just like, God, thank you so much, and I was just so grateful. Yeah, it's yeah. Okay, book a one-on-one intuitive guidance session with me for deeper levels of support and guidance, intuitive, psychic, spiritual, and anything that you need, spiritual wisdom, psychic wisdom right now, in order to expand further on your path. Link of that is in my bio. I also, have, you also have that container to get a deeper support from me in my 12 weeks of mentorship, wherein we will work together and cultivate solid self-love, confidence, empowerment in your life. And it's like a magical glow up that every area of your life will go through once you start working with me. It's magic, okay. And you can also donate for my rent, food, and bills. Link of that also in my bio. Another thing that I have for you is my magic paintings. When you keep my magic painting around, they act as a magnet and magnetize good energy, high vibrations, and positive shifts into your life. This painting says, dearest God, dearest Mother Earth, thank you for guiding me. Thank you for leading my way. The power and the magic of this painting is such that it will, when this painting is around you, you will start to move into this world very bravely, confidently, courageously, and like start to go towards the love, the life, the joy, the money, the career that Mother Earth and God wants you to have. And there's just this divine connection and energy that starts to flow into your life, and you will witness it. It's so powerful. The fridge magnets of this painting are available. Link of that is in my bio. And you can also hire me. I will channel a customized magic painting for you. Painting that will bring extraordinary magic, high vibrations, success, self-love, confidence, harmony, and just beautiful, sacred, harmonious energies into your life. And it will create so much peace, and very beautiful, very sacred. Link of everything is in my bio. I'll see you in another video.